Shalom, family. Shalom. Mic check, mic check. How's the audio sounding? Am I loud and clear? Do I sound like I got some McDonald's Wi-Fi? Let me know. One in the chat if I'm clear. Two in the chat if I sound like some terrible auto tune. All praise to the Most High. First and foremost, I want to give call halal Abinau Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. This is Officer Matati Aban by Yum Yum coming at y'all with another live class. Nothing too deep, nothing too major. Like I said, right now these classes are catering to, those of our people that's going to be waking up off of this new wave and whatnot. So they're gonna need some material, to go over. And it's always good to, get in there and refresh yourself and study, man. All right. But let's not waste no time. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right. So we're gonna be primarily in Sunday. We're not gonna read the full chapter. We're gonna bounce around for the most part, but really we're gonna get the understanding of one, that this has always been for Israel, no matter how far they've gone off. Our people just need to return and hearken, and Lord willing, they be at that number. All right. But let's go ahead and get it started. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 1. Give ear, O my people, to my law, incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. What's it talking about? It's talking about, prophecies, dark sayings, and things like that, things of mystery of old since the foundation of the earth, right? Verse 3, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from Salah. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of Yahweh and his strength and his wonderful works that he had done. Now, real quick now, again, we in the book of Psalms or whatnot, that's a lot. J Biz, the water, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. All praise to the Most High. Edification on difference between blessed and saved. I mean, honestly, short answer, there are many forms of blessings. Like one blessing would be, just the natural blessings that the 12 tribes get, that you see that Jacob give unto them, right? And one to be saved. Let me get it real quick. So let me show you, just real quick. Is being saved from your enemies, right? Watch this. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 13. But he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? So you have to endure until the end, and then you will be saved. Or what does it mean to be saved? Watch this. Because with our salvation comes, the destruction of the enemy. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, and I'm starting at verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us whom thou hast called. So to be saved is you being saved from the oppression of your adversaries, your enemies, right? When you read Exodus, the 15th chapter, it's a whole song about how the Most High saved Israel. Let me get that precept real quick, and then we'll hop right back into the lesson. But that's a great question to ask, right? Is it 14? Yeah, it's 14. It's a lot. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14 and verse 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will shew to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more ever. Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So again, with salvation comes the destruction of your enemies, right? That's just a quick couple of precepts. The Most High, you can get blessed, getting that job. That's a quick blessing. You feel me? Um, hey man, you could be put in a situation that could have ended your life, and you receive a blessing of life. There's many forms of blessings when it comes to the Most High in us, right? But when it comes to being saved or the salvation, that's what we're working towards. We're working towards that salvation to get up out of this place. All right. But let's go back into the lesson real quick. Let me read that again. Psalm 78 and verse 4. We will not hide them from their children, shewing the generation to come to shewing to the generation to come the praises of Yahweh and his strength and his wonderful works he had done. Verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, right? That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. Now, we're gonna get a couple more pieces for verse 5, but before we do, right, when it talks about making it known to their children, this is actually that you can also reference that to the law, because we're commanded to tell our children of the wonderful works that the Most High did for us in the land of Egypt. Watch this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 9. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before Yahweh thy power in Horeb, when Yahweh said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. Right. And that's what we were supposed to do, right? We're supposed to teach our children about the wonderful things that the Most High has done for us. How he was the one that, put those 10 plagues on the Egypt, those terrible and frightening plagues that he did into the Egyptians for what they did to us, and how at that same time he gathered us and took us out of that affliction in Egypt, right? That salvation, right? And we're supposed to teach our children that, right? Because our children need to know these things, right? And along with that, we're supposed to teach them the laws, the statutes, the commandments, right? And of course, what comes with those, the blessings and the curses, right? And as well as the promises. That's part of the law, which is what we about to get here in a get, because we're going to talk about this testimony in Jacob, right? And it's not the only thing. It's just to go ahead and solidify what belongs to Jacob, what belongs to Israel and his descendants, the Israelites, who will be us, right? I'm going to start here. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 15 and verse 18. In the same day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So from the Nile into the Euphrates, that's the land that's ours, right? Just going into it, we've never fully had that in totality, right? There's always been nations round about within the confines from the Nile to the Euphrates that have, habitated those lands and things of that nature. We have yet to have the Nile to the Euphrates yet. That's to come, man. That's what we work. That's what we're working towards. We're gonna finally see that, Lord willing, we have that number, that first go around, and we get to see that happen, man. right? But let's get some more. Let's see some more testimonies that belong unto right now, starting with Abraham. We're gonna see how it goes from Abraham unto Isaac, right? Camp this weekend is going to be in Deep Ellum. If you in Dallas, Texas, come to Deep Ellum at around 4 p.m. We should be started by then. We're going to be there from 4, normally stop until around 8 to 7. Man, come on out. You got questions, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that. You just trying to find a school to congregate with, whatever it is, man. Come to Deep Ellum in downtown Dallas. We out there putting in mighty works through the power and spirit of the Most High God Yahweh. Makan, let's get another promise real quick, because we read a promise to Abraham. Let's see who it goes to, right? Let's see if this is open up to more than one nation of people, right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 19. And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. So see here, that was a powerful question that you added, man. That was a powerful question you add, Jabez. Because look, we going into blessings and we going into salvation right now. That was through the spirit. All right. But yeah, so this is, we see a blessing of Ishmael, but nowhere in this blessing does it say that he takes part in the covenant that is supposed to go to Isaac. Verse 21, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. Right? So we see, what testimony of the Nile to the Euphrates to Abraham, that covenant was made. And then the Most High told him it's going to go to Isaac. He's going to make that same covenant with Isaac, his son, and not Ishmael, but Isaac. Right? Let's go a little bit further. Right? Let's get some more details on this, man. Let's get these testimonies. All right. Real quick. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 17. Let's see. I started 15. And the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, by myself I have sworn, saith Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. You see that, man? Look, we going, hey man, look, we gonna possess the gates of our enemies, man. These beautiful things are being passed down from Abraham unto Isaac, and then it's gonna go into Jacob, right? Let's put Jacob on the board, man. We gotta see dad pop up on the board, man. We talking about, we talking about great grandpa, we talking about grandpa. Right now it's time to talk about dad. Let's get dad in this situation. Let's get the supplanter himself, right? We're gonna read about dad. Let's start at no, we're gonna start at verse 19. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Pandoram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, so she couldn't conceive at the time. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. You see that? We've been fighting since the womb. And people wonder why we can't get along. We've been fighting since the womb, man. We don't get along. All right. And I guarantee you, Esau started. I guarantee you, and I stand by it in my Denzel Washington voice. All right. Let me read that again. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So this is already letting you know two nations and two manner of people. So yeah, we in the womb together, we're born together, but we are two different types of people in here. All right. The one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right? This was a testimony given, right? And you know, we know who the strongest people is. We know who that is, man. Right? But let's get it. Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first, remember, the first is the oldest, the elder shall serve the younger. The first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Wasted away is he, man. Right? And after that, his brother came out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, i.e., the supplanter, man. We some planting people, all right? And Isaac was 70 old when she bare them. Now, question for the chat. Y'all know how I like to do it. I like to ask questions, make sure y'all paying attention up in here, right? So right here, verse 20 and verse 26. And after that came his brother out and took in his hand, took hold of Esau's hip. What's the first precept that comes to mind? And no, Sicarii DTX, you cannot answer. Let's see who got it. Let's see who paying attention today, man. What's a great precept to go along with this? Nah, nobody know. It's all good. Let's get it. We're gonna get the precept because you got to get a precept to go with what your precept, man. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, and we're gonna start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? When will we see, the falling of times come, the breaking away of the times, right? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand first held the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of the man betwixt the heel and the hand, the question Esdras asked thou not. So this is, we see a foreshadowing in Genesis, and then we see the prophecy here broken down in the book of Second Esdras, chapter 7, or chapter 6, right? This is talking about how Esau is going to be the end of the world, the last ruling kingdom in the world. And then when they fall, that's when the kingdom of the Most High is established. Watch this. I thought I had it. We're gonna go ahead and usurp one of my. We're gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to click a back button. Hold on. Really, you gonna really make me spell it out? All right. See, I thought I could 3-letter Obadiah. Apparently, that wasn't the case. I thought I thought the blue letter was cool. I thought me and the blue letter was friends, man. It's okay though. Oh, I spelled OBA wrong. That's why. All right, let's try it again. Do it again. Watch this. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a flame. I'm sorry. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Right? Now watch this. Let's get to the last verse. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. So when Esau's kingdom falls, that's when Yahweh's kingdom is established on the earth, with Yahweh Shai being placed as the king, right? Esau's downfall is our upliftment. All right. Let's get quick. All right. Let's get some more testimonies of Jacob, man. Let's get some more, right? We got a couple more to go here in Genesis, right? Watch this. Right. And what are we solidifying? The things that belong to Israel, right? The Most High is not going, he's not going to be slack on his promise, man. And he meant what he says. This is the book of Genesis chapter 26, and we're going to start at verse 1. And there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham, and Isaac went up to Abimelech king of the Philistines unto Gerar. And Yahweh appeared unto him and said, go down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. So the same oath that was given to Abraham, like he said previously in Genesis 17, is going to establish his covenant with Isaac. And he's telling Isaac, I'm going to give the same oath I gave to your father to you. Verse 4, and I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Why is there going to be peace on the earth when we establish our rulership in this place, man? Verse 5, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. You see that? You see that? Great grandpa was doing his thing. All right. Grandpa was doing his thing. All right. He was obedient unto the Most High. You know, unlike a good portion of our of the generations that came before us, man. Right? Let's get some more. Let's get some more testimonies, right? Because this is what's given unto Isaac. Let's get some more. Let's get Jacob, man. Right? Because these same promises and these same testimonies are to go from Abraham unto Isaac unto Jacob. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Let me get some pimping in it. There we go. The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 28. Therefore, the Most High give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let the people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing, Jacob made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. So for context, mom's pretty much she knew that the blessing was supposed to go to Jacob. She made Jacob dress and smell like Esau and take and go on to Isaac and then get that blessing, right? Moms was smart. She knew what was going on. Moms had the foreknowledge to understand that we are the ones to get these things. All right. Let's get another testimony, man. We establishing a testimony in Jacob. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 10. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lightened up a certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set. And he took the stones of that place and put them for his pillows and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it. And behold, Yahweh stood above it and said, I am Yahweh, power of Abraham thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it into thy seed. You see that? Talking about from the Nile to the Euphrates, man, that land of Canaan, as it's come to be called, right? These are things that are for the nation of Israel. You know, they don't belong to nobody else. All right. Let's get one more in Genesis, and then we're gonna move forward. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 35, and we're gonna start at verse 1. And the Most High said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar unto the Most High that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household, and this is something that we're saying now. We say this to the house of Jacob, the house of Israel, when we go out on these highways and byways and put this edification out on the internet and everywhere else, man. This is what we telling our people, right? Then Jacob said unto his household, to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. That's what we telling. That's what we telling our people today, man. In short, to all the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives who are Israelites pursuant to their patrilineal lineage, put away the strange gods from among you. Come out of that Christianity. Come out of that Catholicism, that Hinduism, right? That Islam, man. That false ideology, that antinomianism, right? That autotheism. Put these things away from among you, man, and be clean and change your garments, right? We trying to get our people ready for the wedding. You can't show up to the wedding dirty. You got to have a clean garment, right? So just like it was back then, we doing it right now. Put away those strange gods, Israel. Understand that. Our people need to put these things away from themselves and be clean, right? And watch this. Verse 9. And the Most High appeared again unto Jacob's Salah. And the Most High appeared unto Jacob again, and when he came out of oh my God, Pandanaram, and blessed him. The Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel, which means what? Prince of the power, right? Verse 10, verse 11. And the Most High said unto him, I am power almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. So these things are what pertain to us, right? It doesn't belong to nobody else, right? These quote unquote scholars that don't even deal with prophecy or even the law, or just solely in the New Testament, try to bud their way into these promises. They were not for them, man. It was a testimony established with Jacob, whose name was later changed to Israel. The promises that were given to Abraham and to Isaac were also given to Jacob and his descendants. Nobody else, man. All right. Let's go back to Psalms, right? Now that we've established a testimony in Jacob, let's read that again. Psalm 78 and 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments, right? And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, which we've always been that way. We've always been a gangsaying and rebellious people, man. Right? And that's what got us in this predicament today. But through the power and spirit of the Most High, he made us to remember ourselves, so that way we wouldn't be like the stubborn and rebellious generation, much like how a lot of our people are. But all praise to the Most High for those of us that he woke up and softened our hearts. A generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast in the Most High. Right. So that's majority of our people, man. Like and he's done some marvelous and beautiful things for us, right? Listen, we gonna get on Northern Kingdom just a little bit, right? Northern Kingdom is a very important part of this lesson, right? The children of Ephraim, being armed and carrying bows, turned back in the day of battle. They kept not the covenant of God and refused to walk in his law, and forgot his works and his wonders that he had shewed them. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as the heap. In the daytime also he led them with the cloud, and all the night with the light of fire. What's this talking about? Us in the wilderness, man. Our people has seen these great and wonderful things that nobody else can say that they've seen, man. Israel has seen some marvelous works throughout the generations, but yet our people still turn their back, man. Right? It's sad that our people do these things. They forget the beautiful things that the Most High has shewed before our eyes. Right? Let's skip down a little bit. Let's go to verse 16. He brought streams also out of a rock and caused waters to run down like rivers. Who in the world can say that, man? Like you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, right? Our people, our dearly beloved people. The Most High shewed these things to our fathers, man. We are the only people who was a witness to this. And yet we act the way we do today, as we did in the previous generations. Verse 17, and they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. And they tempted the Most High in their heart by asking meat for their lust. We was hungry. What was we complaining about? We were saying, did the Most High bring us in the wilderness to kill us with hunger, to kill us with thirst? We some slick talking people. We like, hey man, look, our people are some slick talking people, always out the side of our necks too. Verse 19. Yea, they spake against the Most High. They said, can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Who else but a black, Hispanic, and native would say some mess like this, man? Nobody. We gonna be quick. What you gonna do? Make a table in the wilderness? I guarantee you they all started laughing, and then hey man, look, it wasn't good for him after that. It wasn't good, because watch this. Behold, he smote the rock, and the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? can he provide flesh for his people? Therefore, Yahweh heard this and was wroth. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in the Most High and trusted not in his salvation. And that's our people, man. Our people, our people are hard-hearted and stiff-necked, man. You know, there's a powerful brother that once said, you know, our people have cryogenically frozen necks, and it is apparent every day. Every day it is apparent. Our people will much rather dwell in the world than to, you know, come out of the world and be who they really are. Because they don't trust in the Most High, nor do they believe him. Sadly enough, our people have been forced to believe in imaginary friends instead of the Most High God, Yahweh of the Bible, right? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Let's move forward though. Let's move forward. Let's go to let's go to verse 32. Psalm 78 and verse 32. For all this they sinned still and believe not his wondrous works. For our people to see these things and to still not believe, it's astounding, but at the same time, it's not surprising because it's our people, man. Like our elders have been going out since the 60s, you know, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. We see prophecy, coming to light every day, getting closer and closer. Our people hear it, they nod their head, give the black power fist, a thumbs up, whatever it is, but they still continue in their wicked ways, man. They see these things and they keep sinning because they don't believe it, man. Therefore, their days did he consume in vanity and their years in trouble. And look, the things that are of this world of Babylon the Great, aka America, it's all vanity, man. It's all nothing. It's all nothingness, man. Right? Yahadja, Shabbat, Shakari. Yeah, the water, Yahaba Shem Yahshua Barakatah. All praises, right? But again, our people, like in this land of darkness that they call the United States, it's all vanity. And we've had nothing but years of trouble in this place. That's all we've had here. But our people still want to consume that vanity, man. Our people love it. And it's sad, right? Let's verse 34. When he slew them, then they sought him, and they returned and required early after the Most High. It, it takes us to go through some mess to realize we was wrong and to come back, right? It's sad that it got to be that way, but our people are that hard-headed. We don't want to listen. And then once we actually land in some trouble or almost die or about to die, then we want to seek after the Most High. Nah, man, you got to seek the Most High early before you get into that way, right? Verse 35. And they remembered that the Most High was their rock and the high power their redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongues, for their heart is not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant. Now, real quick, another question for the chat, man. Y'all know how I like to do it. I like to make sure y'all paying attention. I want to see who got them precepts. What's a good precept for this? Right? For Psalms 36, Psalms chapter 78, verses 36 through 37. What's a good precept to go right along with this? Who got it? I know somebody got. I know there's some Bible scholars in this chat, man. I know there is. Deacon can't have all the Bible scholars, all right? Let's see who got it. I want to see who study, man. I know somebody's typing into Google right now. I can see it. I can feel it. I know somebody's on Google. They typing it. They keywording it. Somebody got to have the answer, man. Nah, all right. Let me go ahead and pull it for you real quick. So let's go back. I need to make sure this precept set. What? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 13. Wherefore Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. So men's twisted ideology or vision or idea about who the Most High is and what He's about has corrupted our people. And that's real even today. Because what does the Christian church teach you? Oh, God is all love, God is all mercy. This, that, and third. Those are things that He is, yes, but that's not the only thing that He is. This is a terrible and scary man, right? He's great in power and deserves all the glory and all the praise. Don't get it twisted. He will mess your whole day up and mess your whole life up. The man is he on one. All right. The man is on one. And our people love to talk a big game, right? Khan, that's right, Yahweh. And guess what? This is what Yahweh is quoting. He's quoting Isaiah 29 and 13, man. And our people do this to this day, man. Like, I can't tell you how many times that, we've been at camp and I ask people, is anybody believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. Oh, you do? How do you show God that you love him? I just love God. Really? You can't even tell me how you show that you love the Most High? You show Esau how you love your job. You show that finance company how you love your car. You show America how you love America, man. You show your slave master how you love them. Right? You honor our people have a sick addiction to honoring the Most High with their mouth, but not putting their heart in it. They not actually knowing how to please the Most High, man. But yet they have this twisted idea that's been taught by the oppressor on who the Most High is and how to operate. That's one of the contributing factors as to why our people are the way they are. Our people are destroyed, quite literally destroyed. That to a fault, and a lot of times unknowingly, are just good slaves. And it's sad to see our people in that state, but it is what it is, man. Right? But again, that's our people for you, man. Our people love to honor the Most High with their mouth, talk a big game, but they don't do anything, man. In works, they deny him. But they love to do what other people what other people say how to operate with the Most High versus what the Most High told you how to operate with them is, right? It's sad, but it is what it is. It's our people, right? Verse 38. But he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned he his anger away. It did not stir up his wrath. The Most High is most certainly compassionate. He is, right? And just and when he forgives us for our iniquity, a lot of times our people like to take advantage of that, man. And that's what's really sad. You can't take advantage of that, man. You literally got a second chance. You better do right. You said my audio going in and out. We clear now? We good? We good? Let me get a 1 in the chat if I'm good. 2 in the chat if I still sound like I got McDonald's Wi-Fi. Con, we good? We good? All praise to the Most High. All praises. Right? But yeah, let's read that again. But he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned he his anger away, and did not stir up all his wrath. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away and cometh not again. You know, we in this flesh, man. We are literally in this flesh, man. Hold on. See, now I gotta get a precept. You know, you need a precept to go along with what? Your precept. It's always when you're in the middle of a lesson that you get those precepts that just hop upon you, man. Watch this. Let me let me find it. Let me find it. What do I want? Is it in 7? It might be in 7. I can go with 6. I'm looking for. I saw another law. Oh, look at that, staring at me in the face. All praises. That's right. By the law did work. Remember to bring forth fruit unto death. Is that what I want? I'm gonna just go with this. I'm thinking a little too hard on this. Salakia. This book of Romans, chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 19. I speak after the manner of men because of the infirmity of your flesh, for as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanliness and to iniquity unto iniquity, even so how yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness, man. It's that flesh, man. You know, Paul saw another law in his members, right? Because the flesh wants the flesh is covetousness, right? Or not covetousness, but it's covetous rather, right? Because it's your flesh that it wants to eat food for nourishment, things of that nature, right? It's also your flesh that causes you to lust after certain things, right? You can have an addiction to living outside your means, right? You can be like, oh, I got paid, I could pay my bills, but I have a need to go get this, that, and the third, right? You got some brothers who chase women, you got women that chase men and do all types of things, right? These are lusts of the flesh, things that your flesh wants, right? It's the spirit that wants to be right with the Most High, walk in righteousness, that holiness, like we were just reading in Romans 6 and 19. But it's the flesh that wants those things that's going to cause us to go off. Like our people who just can't seem to give up bacon. One, I've been hated bacon. Like I hated bacon since I was like 19. I got tired of it cutting the roof of my mouth, man. It was horrid. All right. But people who just can't seem to give it that thin slice of pig skin or pork in general, or seafood in general, man. Our people have an issue with that. These are lusts of the flesh, man. Those are the laws of your members, man. Right? Let me read. It's a lot. Romans 6 and 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Yahweh Shah Hamashiach our Adawan. Right? Because it's the flesh that causes us to go off. You can't walk after the flesh. You got to walk after the spirit in newness of life. Right? I really want that one precept. I know I saw it. I know I seen it. I'm gonna hate myself if I don't get it, man. Actually, you know what? This might work. This is Romans 7 and 5. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sins which were by the law did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. Right? See, when you fall after the flesh, man, you going after these things that you ought not to, man. Again, we can't live after the flesh. We gotta live after the spirits. See that? But yeah, man. Yeah, we can go past that because I'm not gonna find it. I can't think of it right now. If somebody wants to drop the precept in the chat, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we can't be in the flesh. We gotta walk into the spirit. But the Most High knows this. He knows that we in the flesh, and he knows that we're gonna go off. Right? He knows this. He prepared for it. He wrote it out this way. It don't mean that we don't deserve what we got, because by all means, we turned our back and basically spat in Most High's face. We deserve it. The faster we come to terms to that and own it and accept it and acknowledge it, the better off that we're gonna be, man. All right. Let's continue, right? So back. We're gonna jump down to verse. Let's go ahead and go down to 40. What is that? Let's go to 41. Which right here? Yep, we were right here. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna read on down. So lock it, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that we don't go too over time because this is pretty lengthy for the most part, right? Verse 40. How oft did they provoke him in the wilderness and grieve him in the desert? A lot. I'm gonna just keep it real. Think about it. You got thousands of so-called black Hispanics and natives, a whole gang of Israelites. We know how we are. Look, I would have been mad too. I ain't even gonna lie. You got somebody slap boxing in a corner, somebody cussing somebody out. It's all types of manner of debauchery going on. All right. Verse 41. Yea, they turned back and tempted the Most High and limited the Holy One of Israel. They remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy, how he had wrought his signs in Egypt and his wonders in the field of Zoan, and had turned the rivers into blood and their floods that they could not drink. Talking about the plagues that he put on Egypt. He sent divers sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave up their cattle also into the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. This is talking about what he's doing in Egypt, man. This is what our people are witnessing. Like, I can imagine it, but can you really imagine actually seeing it though? Seeing it firsthand. Like, man, our people are something else. To be firsthand, to be eyewitnesses of these great and marvelous works happen right in front of you, and for you to still turn your back on the Most High, like, bruh, it's our people though. We still gotta love our people. And again, this is something our people need to understand. He did these great and marvelous works, and he chose us. He didn't have to do any of that. But the cold fact is, he did it. So why not be obedient to the man that did these beautiful and marvelous works for us? Verse 50. He made a way to his anger and spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength, and the tabernacles of Ham. From the smallest insect going all the way up to that weak pharaoh of Egypt, man. He killed the firstborn of everything, right? Verse 52. But made, and this is key right here. Watch this. But made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guided them in the wilderness like a flock, and led them on safely, so that they feared not, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies. Now, again, this is talking about us going through that part of the Red Sea, but again, he made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guided them in the wilderness like a flock. We pay attention to that. We're being likened unto sheep, and in the wilderness like a flock. We're gonna keep that, right? We're gonna put a pin in that one right there. All right. Now watch this. And he verse 54, and he brought them to the border of his sanctuary, even to his mountain, which his right hand had purchased. He cast out the heathen also before them, and divided them an inheritance by line, and made the tribes of Israel to dwell in their tents. Yet they tempted and provoked the Most High God and kept not his testimonies, but turned back and dwelt unfaithfully like their fathers. They were turned aside like a deceitful bow, for they provoked him to anger with their high places, and moved him to jealousy with their graven images. Our people have a habitual sick habit of becoming idolaters, right? And it's sick, man. Our people have this amazing power. The only true living God, Yahweh, did these marvelous works, gave us the best promises that only he can deliver on. But like always, we want to go worship imaginary friends. We want to go worship the imaginary friends of the heathen and think that it's okay. It's not okay, man. Our people need to stop going to foster's home for imaginary friends and come back to the Most High, the only true living God, man. Cast away those graven images. What did Jacob say, man? What did Dad say? Then Jacob said unto his household, to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. But our people keep wanting to be dirty. You can't keep being dirty, man. We gotta come back and be clean, right? We gotta put off these strange gods, these imaginary friends, right? And watch this. Psalm 78, verse 62. He gave his people over also unto the sword, and was wroth with his inheritance. We are his inheritance, right? Understand that. Well, let me start at actually, watch this. We're gonna start at 59. When the Most High heard this, he was wroth and greatly abhorred Israel, so that he forsook the tabernacle of Shiloh, the tent which he placed among them. He delivered his strength into captivity, and his glory into the enemy's hand. That's where we're at right now. We're still in our enemy's hand right now, because we done made the Most High mad with our wanting of imaginary friends of the heathen, those false gods, man, right? He gave his people over also to the sword, and was wroth with his inheritance. The fire consumed their young men, and their maidens were not given to marriage. Their priests fell by the sword, and their widows made no lamentation. Then then the Lord awakened as one out of sleep, and like a mighty man that shouteth by reason of wine, like a drunk man yelling, mad, he smote his enemies in the hinder parts, and put them in a perpetual reproach. Now check this out. Watch this. Moreover, he refused the tabernacle of Joseph, and chose not the tribe of Israel, but chose the tribe of Judah, the Mount Zion which he loved. And before you Judites and other members of Southern Kingdom get a big head, chill out. Just chill out. We get it. Southern Kingdom, he was dealing with us. I get you. But it's not the end of Northern Kingdom. Nowhere close, man. Right? When you understand that, the house of Ephraim, or the house of Joseph and his companions, the Northern Kingdom, they went to their Syrian captivity, was able to escape, and they came over here in the Americas, right? And then, of course, what we're reading predominantly in the scriptures is, after them being exiled, is Southern Kingdom. But when you actually pay attention, it doesn't mean that Northern Kingdom can't come back. They coming back, man. They coming back, and all praise to the Most High that they coming back, because we're gonna be one family again. Don't worry, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get there. I promise. Watch this. But chose the tribe of Judah, the Mount Zion which he loved. He built his sanctuary like high places, like the earth which he hath established forever. He chose David also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds. From the following years great with young, he brought him to feed Jacob his people and Israel his inheritance. So he fed them according to the integrity of his heart and guided them by skillfulness of his hands. Now, we're not done just yet. Watch this. Let's go back up. Right? Let's go back up to verse 52. This is important right here. I want to get the part about Joseph. 67. Moreover, he refused the tabernacles of Joseph and chose not the tribe of Ephraim. All right. Northern kingdom did their thing. They got exiled. Watch this. 52 again. But made his own people to go forth like sheep. Again, question for the chat. What's the first precept that comes to mind when you see Psalm 78 and 52? What's the first precept that comes to mind? Who got it? I know somebody got it. This is Hebrew Israelite 101. Who got it? I know somebody know. Come on now. Do 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 do. Come on, y'all. I know somebody got it. Macho Alicio, you got it? You got what's the first precept that come to mind, man? I feel like you know. Boom, there you go, Hosea Israel. Matthew 15 and 24. Hebrew Israelite 101, man. That's one of the first precepts that we learn, man. Right? Watch this. We're gonna take it a little deeper, right? Before we get Matthew 15, we're gonna start at Matthew 18 and 11. For the Son of Man is come to save that which is lost. Right? Now let's go back. Of course. Here it's gonna take me back to 15, but no. It's all good though. There we go. Now we can go to Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? Again, Hebrew Israelite 101. Right? He was sent to them that were lost, and he was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now understand this. The house of Israel in totality are all 12 tribes, right? Watch this. We got to get another precept to what? To go along with our precept. If you don't know where that's from, hey man, I don't know what to tell you. There's too much edification for y'all not to know where that fantastic quote is from, man. Matter of fact, and shout out to the powerful brothers of Sons of Thunder. Shout out to the powerful Yahweh all, man. All right, because it's where you get the phrase. You got to get a precept to go along with your precept. All right. Now watch this. Let's start. Where is it at? We're going to start at 14. This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 14. I am the good shepherd, and I know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Now, here's the thing, though. We know that he's talking to Southern Kingdom predominantly, right? You know, that's who he's amongst. There probably was, some remnants of northern kingdom there, but he said, and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, right? So he has other sheep that's not of the southern kingdom. Now let's see who let's see who really studied. Let's see who really studied, because this is what's going to bring it home and conclude the lesson. Who got the precept to show who this other sheep is, who the other sheepfold is? Who got it? Let me see who got it, right? I know we got nothing but Bible scholars in here. I know somebody got it. Shalom, Mark Bravo, Shalom. Who got that precept? I want to see. I want to see who really be studying. Who be doing some deep studies, man. Shalom Malak, y'all. What's up? Where you been, man? We almost done with the lesson. But I feel like you got the precept real quick. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see who got it, man. I'm still waiting on someone to present the precept to this. John 10 and 16. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Who got the precept to that? Who's got a good precept to that? I know somebody got it. And while we wait, make sure to like, sub if you new, and share, man. You know, and if it's on your heart, support the troops, man. I know somebody got it. You got to study. Hey, that's all praises. That's what we're here for. We're here to study and give edification. So let's go ahead and get it. I want to reiterate something. Like I said, there's a reason why I wanted to really punch down on Psalm 78 and 52. Watch this. But made his own people to go forth like sheep and guided them in the wilderness as a flock. Watch this. Going back to 70. He chose David, also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds, right? David, his servant. Now watch this. Let's learn about this other sheep that he got. This is Ezekiel chapter 37. We're going to start at verse 15. The word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. And then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. What do we use this as? This is the 12 tribes chart. This is both kingdoms being put together. When you go into this word stick, and let's do it. Let's do it. Instead of say when you go to, we right here, let's do it. That's what we here for, man. You see, I knew you knew. I knew you knew Malak Yawasab. I knew it. Watch this. Tree, wood, timber, stock, plank, stalk, stick, gallows, trees, pieces of wood, gallows, firewood, things like that. But a plank of wood that you would write upon, right? Now let's see what this stick is for, right? Let's see. Verse 18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest by these? What do they say when they walk by that 12 tribes chart? Hey man, what y'all got going on, man? What does this mean? Say unto them, and this is how we reply. Thus saith Yahweh, power. Behold, I will make Salah. I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, to make them one stick, and they shall be one in thy hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power. Wait, did I just read the same thing twice? I just read the same thing twice. I think I'm really becoming dyslexic, y'all. Salakia. My bad. We're gonna pause, rewind, and play. Ezekiel 37 and 21, and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. I will make them. Oh, Slack, I didn't. I'm over here tripping out. My bad, y'all. My bad. But yeah, so again, this is that 12 tribes chart, so that way we can tell the people what's going on, man. Let me read 21 again. And saying to them, thus saith Yahweh, power, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. Not just northern kingdom, not just southern kingdom, but talking about them as a nation of people, an entire nation. Verse 22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall no more be two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So instead of northern and southern kingdom, we're going to be what? Reconciled. This is that reconciliation that you read about in the so-called New Testament, right? We're being reconciled back to the Most High, being reconciled back as one nation of people, man. All right. Verse 23. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God. Right? Now watch this. Now we're getting to the sheep. And David, my servant, shall be king over them. Is this actually talking about that's right, Malachi? This is that adoption back, the adoption back in the sons. Now we all know by the time that Ezekiel's, having this written, King David, he's long since been dead. So who is this talking about? This is talking about the Davidic line. This is talking about Yahushua. And David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd, and they shall walk in my judgments and observe my statutes. A shepherd. What is a shepherd? A shepherd is one who tends to his flock, his sheep. Let's go back. Psalm 8 and 52. But made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guideth them in the wilderness like a flock. Verse 70. He chose David also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds. John 10 and 16. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Talking about northern kingdom. That's the other sheep of the other fold. Them also must I bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I give unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them, and it shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Still a testimony in Jacob. So when we was reading in Psalm 78, and we read the portion of it where he let me just get back to it. Verse 67. What did he do? Moreover, he refused the tabernacle of Joseph and chose not the tribe of Ephraim. We know Northern Kingdom went off. They went into the Syrian captivity, right? And when you read about that we can go into another lesson about the middle wall partition, but that's that beef, that's that Judah vexing Ephraim for the most part. And not just that, but the Israelite strangers who forgot who they were, who didn't grow up in the Commonwealth, who are trying to come back into the fold, to come back home to serve the Most High God, man. Right? But the Most High sanctify us. And this is a testimony in Jacob, in Israel. It's all for us, man. We did dirt. We got punished. We have a chance to come back. And then see this come to fruition. Lord willing, we be among that number. Let me get one more precept. One more precept. Let's read about this covenant of peace, man. Covenant peace, man. Jeremiah 31 and verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, northern kingdom and southern kingdom, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, their la'ab, their mind, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh. That's how you know we're not in that. We're not in this time yet. I'm teaching this right now. That's how you know we're not in the new covenant yet. Right? We working towards that. We ain't there yet, though. Right? For they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, saith Yahweh, for I will forgive their iniquity, their iniquity, right? For those silly Christians that's probably hiding in this chat, if you're not an Israelite, pursuant to your father's lineage, Christ didn't die for you. Okay? Understand that. You got to pay for your iniquity. Like, all right? There's going to be 2/3 of our people that got to pay too. Don't get it twisted. All right, but for those Christians hiding in the chat, it ain't for you. And in the powerful words of Captain Kazama Amath of SICARRI San Diego, there's nothing you can do to get this salvation. There's nothing you could do. All right. And I will remember their sin no more. Malak Yahweh, the water, Yahabashem Yahshua Barakatah, and all praises, King. All praises. Hey, look, it's all through the power and spirit of the Most High God, man. I'm just a vessel trying to, put a brick in, man. And one thing I got to remind myself: sometimes you got to go back in and knock the dust off some precepts, man. Because there's some powerful precepts that I used to use that I done forgot because I ain't used them in a minute. I got to go back in and knock the dust off the precepts myself, right? But hey, look, like I said a couple classes ago, the best teachers are still great students. All right. Bravo, the water, Yahaba Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Notification 3:30 a.m. and needed this before I sleep. All praises. All praises. All right, man. Where you located, Bravo? You said it's 3:30 a.m. Where you over? Are you across the pond in the UK, man? Where you at? Let me know what side of the world you on, man. I want to make sure this edification is going forth to the four corners. All right. But verse 35, this is one of my favorite parts right here. Right. The UK, all praises, man. All praises, brother, from across the pond, man. All right. Hey, man, look, I don't know too much of UK jargon, but hey, man, look, them Edomites, they ain't from these ends, man. All right. Understand, when the Most High sent his son Yahweh Shai, he gonna wet the mans up because they from the wrong ends, yeah. All right, bruv. I'm learning, man. I'm learning. The UK got some dope slang. I ain't even gonna hold you. All right. But verse 35, right? Watch this. Thus saith Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart before me, saith Yahweh, then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation before me. That's a rhetorical statement. He ain't never gonna let these ordinances depart from him. So when the Christian church try to say, oh, well, we're spiritual, we can join in on the covenant too. No, you can't. That's replacement theology. You trying to say that y'all are better than the Israelites, man? Y'all can just do whatever y'all want, have no dealings with the Most High like how Israel did, and then just take part in their promises, man. You can't do that, man. It's not happening. All right, understand that it's not happening. But we ain't going nowhere from the Most High. But what we ought to do is turn back from our wicked ways, man. Right? Watch this. Let me get one more precept, and then we're gonna close out. Right? But yeah, man, I'm gonna start using that at camp. Whenever Edomite come up, well, why can't I? Hey, man, look, you're not from these ends, mate. All right, understand that. You're not from these ends, bro. And when your house I come back, you're gonna wet man's up. All right. Oh, praise to the Most High. Right. If you don't know nothing about that UK drill, y'all is sleeping. All right. UK got it over there. Watch this. It's a great precept to end on. There is not no 110th chapter of Deuteronomy. Keyboard. My keyboard trying to add to the law, y'all. Lord in Christ. Watch this. Is a beautiful precept to end on. And again, a lot of these lessons that are coming out, one is for newer brothers and sisters who are coming into this thing and really starting to learn. These just good edification things to get the right mindset, understand what we've done wrong, and how we ourselves can correct ourselves so that we don't follow the footsteps of our forefathers who fell off. Right? Watch this. Deuteronomy 10 and verse 15. Only Yahweh had delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you, Salakia, even you, above all people, as it is this day. And who we read about earlier, we read about Abraham, and then how the covenant went to Isaac, and then how it was established as a testimony in Jacob. He only had a delight in our fathers, and this is the law. This is the law being reiterated, right? That's what Deuteronomy means. It means second law. It's a reiteration of the law, right? He only had a delight in our fathers and chose their seed after them, which is us. And he even chose us above all people as it is this day, even today as it is, he still chose us, and we are above all people. right? And remember to keep this in mind, man. Verse 16, and this is important. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart and be no more stiff-necked. Don't ever let no Christian, you got to be circumcised in your heart. I've literally asked a Christian, is that a New Testament thing? Is that only something you see in the yeah. No, it's not. It's in the law. We were told this from the beginning. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart. Listen to the Most High, man. Obey the Most High. Keep his laws, his statutes, and his commandments and his judgments. That's what we're supposed to do, and be no more stiff-necked. Turn your head and listen to the Most High. That's what we're supposed to be doing out here, Israel. Right? He chose our fathers. He promised all these beautiful things. He made these powerful covenants. He shewed forth all these beautiful, marvelous, miraculous, and terrifying works in front of our faces. But we repaid him with stiff-neckedness and rebellion, which is what landed us here today. But we have to be no more stiff-necked and circumcise the foreskin of our heart and come back home and listen. Because we the only ones that really love each other, and he's the only one that really loves us. And we need to keep that in mind. Don't nobody in this earth love us like how the Most High love us. Ain't nobody gonna fight for us like how the Most High gonna fight for us. Right? So we ought to keep that in mind. But with that, I want to give Kal Halal Abanal Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Malak Yahweh Shai Shalom.